Welcome to another Christmas countdown reflections. We're almost there, almost to the end of the finishing line. Woo! It's been awesome being here with you, and today I want to reflect on something that is very, very, very important to me, and it's the sense of joy and cheer. Sometimes we think that we have to have a reason to be cheerful, or we have to have a party, or to have a big family. Things that I used to think, I grew up with a big family, and we used to have this elaborate planning for Christmas, and there's stuff that you can't do with just a couple, and that's okay, because joy and happiness is something you choose. It's not something that comes from outside, but it's something that comes from inside out. And joy, it starts right here on your heart. It starts right here where you are, counting the blessings of what you do have. We moved away from my family probably 8 years ago. And I remember that every Christmas I used to be a little sad because there wasn't enough family, and there wasn't like all this elaborate planning. But you know what? That doesn't matter, because I have the love of my life with me. And how many people are just alone? But even if you are alone in this Christmas season, that doesn't matter either, because you are alive. And if you're healthy, even better. 2 counts. So if we control those things that we do have, and we can be grateful for them, then we can find joy inside of us. And when we don't find joy and cheerness inside of us, it's because we are looking at the whole and not at the whole donut. So focus on your gratitude, because gratitude is the door. They open the gates for happiness and for joy. I remember when I was 7 years old, my mom introduced me to this awesome book, Pollyanna. And she had this game called the Glad Game. And she used to say all the things that she was glad for. Even when things got turned for the worse, she would always be glad about something else that happened that she was glad about. It's kind of trying to find the positive in the little haystack. And that's what joy is. Joy, sometimes you have everything you could ever possibly think you could have materially, or sometimes you're fulfilled spiritually, but there is still little something inside you that is missing, and that's what's capping your joy. So joy really comes from playing the glad game. What are you glad about today? But there's always one thing. If you cannot see, well, you can have a vision. If you cannot hear, you can feel vibrations. If you are blind and deaf, you can do other things. You still have your fingers and your sense of touch. I've learned so much from a friend. Her name was Eleanor, and she was deaf and blind. She came to get a guide dog with me at the school 2 dogs back. And I learned so much, because to communicate, we had to type back and forth on this braille machine so we could have a conversation. But we could still have a conversation. So my point is, if you're having trouble with gratitude, or to be finding what are the good things in your life, if you're having trouble to find the positive, just play the glad game. What are you glad about? There is always something to be glad about. And that's the message I leave you with to reflect tonight. And we have one more day to go. Please remember to subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you here soon.